7 years is an extremely long amount of time. If you think about it, for the average US citizen that lives to be around 70 years old, that's about 10% of the average life expectancy taken away in 7 years. And World of Tanks Blitz has managed to survive, and not only survive, but thrive, growing in popularity every single year. It is extremely impressive. There are many titles. A good example is World of Warplanes that have died throughout the past and just haven't been able to hold on. So games like Call of Duty continue to pump out newer and newer and newer titles, but when you're like World of Tanks Blitz and you're a very niche game, it's really tricky to continue pumping out games because nobody wants to get a new game when you spend so much money on the original. Well, in today's video, we are going to be talking about why do people still play World of Tanks Blitz, and are there more people playing the game now than originally when the game was first brought out, because that would be pretty impressive. A lot of people always say World of Tanks Blitz is dying, there's less and less people playing the game, but that's simply not true. World of Tanks PC, yes, there are less and less people every year that play the game. But there's a very big difference between World of Tanks PC and World of Tanks Blitz. If we go over to these Steam charts here, you can see that World of Tanks Blitz every single year, let's just go for an example here of December 2020. December 2020 had 48,000 people. If we go to December 2019, it had 32,000 people. We go to the December before that, it had 25,000 people. On this track, my guess this year is that this December with the Blitz Fair, because that's why there's so many people there, we're going to have over 55, 60,000 players playing just on Steam alone. Now, when you think about that, 12,000 people were playing Blitz just 1 hour ago. That is incredible. 37,000 people were playing in the last 24 hours. And this is just Steam. This is the least popular platform. You've got Android. You've got basically Apple. I mean, Apple's huge market as well. It's a massive market out there for Blitz, and every single year, more and more people have played the game. I mean, just in the latest month of October, we've had 39,000 people playing the game, and if we go back to the last October, it was 32,000 people, so that's a 7,000 difference. It's really impressive how many people are playing Blitz. It really is, and you might be wondering, well, why do people still play Blitz? Well, as I said, World of Tanks PC is dying because of a couple reasons. The biggest one is down to the fact that the game is way too complicated. To be a popular game, you need to be easy to understand and play. And sure, while Blitz may not be the easiest game to understand, I can definitely tell you that I mean, I've got a friend who's playing the game right now, and yeah, she's definitely not the best at the game. I mean, she literally just started playing, just thought it'd be funny to watch somebody new try and figure out the game. But about Blitz is that it's pretty easy to understand the core concepts. If you have somebody that teaches you them, and it doesn't take that much effort, you can either watch YouTube videos like I post every single day, or you have a friend that tells you the main key concepts about side scraping, how armor works, the different classes. There's a lot to know, but once you know it, it's not really stuff that's easy to forget. World of Tanks PC is a whole different story. It's just ridiculous how complicated World of Tanks PC is. You've got way different aspects of crew, how you have to grind all of your crew equipment and bond accessories and everything. And really, if you're good at the game, you have such an advantage over a new player. There is no reason to play the game if you're new on World of Tanks PC. That is why people don't want to play the game. I mean, heck, there's stuff that I don't even understand on PC. I basically know everything there is to know about Blitz. I have arguments with people all the time about vehicles in the game, statistics, and what should be done in the future balance of tanks. And usually I'm pretty spot on with any statistic anybody ever has. So when it comes to World of Tanks PC, judging that I don't know really half of what there is about the game, that's a pretty big red flag, because I always love to nerd out and learn 90% of the game stuff. But PC just has so much, and I find the game to be so unenjoyable that it's just not worth my time. Blitz is a different story. Since there's not much to learn, and because the games are fast-paced, it's actually really fun. And this goes on to the aspect of why do people still play this game? Well, let's first put it into the scenario of the average player. Let's say you're a 50%. You've got maybe 3 or 4 tier 10s in the game. Well, the first thing is that when you don't have every vehicle in the game, you're never fully playing every tank. I mean, that's something that's pretty cool. The 60 TP with the brand new Polish line coming out is an incredibly fun tank. And obviously, if you're a player that's a 50%er and you're trying to get better at the game, either move your way up in the ranks of the clan or just have a bit of fun, obviously getting new tanks is pretty fun, understanding how to play them and using their own special characteristics. characteristics. One awesome thing about Blitz is that every tank is different. I mean, you can't name a single vehicle that is similar to the Mouse. It's just not possible. I mean, obviously you can do the Motion, but that's a tier 9. At tier 10, you're really not going to find much. And that's just something that's really cool. The 263, the 60 TP, the E100, all extremely different playstyles. It's actually impressive how well Wargaming has differentiated each class in the game to a point where no specific tank has the exact same playstyle. And what that means is, for a player that's new to the game or only has maybe a couple tier 10s, there's always a different playstyle that you might want to try. If you don't like the 183, maybe you could get the Jagdpanzer or go for the 263, completely flop it on its end. That's something that's awesome about a game like this, is there's so much diversity. The other thing that's cool about this game is, even for a player like me, let's say now you put it onto a player like me that's either a veteran at the game that has every tank, everything that you need, or you're just really, really skilled at the game. You're in a top clan like Void, Pramo, Rain, Pincer. It doesn't really matter what you're in. If one of those two options, well, if you're in a really good clan, the first one is you probably would play in comp. But not everybody plays in comp, so that's kind of a useless argument for me to make, so I'm not going to use that one. But a better thing to talk about in Blitz is the fact that there is always a skill factor for better players in the game. For me personally, something that keeps me playing the game is when I do bad in the game. When I do good, I don't want to play more. In fact, I normally don't play. If I do like more than 20 games that are good, let's say I go 80% for one day, or I get out a game like here in my 60 TP, that's 5,497 damage, that's pretty impressive. And if I got a couple really good games out, I probably wouldn't touch Blitz for the rest of the day, because I don't want to ruin what I did. However, when I'm bad and when I'm not winning battles, it motivates me to continue playing and to increase my stats, to make myself feel happy. That's just one thing that Blitz does, and it keeps you playing the game. So if you're a very experienced player at this game and you have a bad streak of losses, chances are you're going to keep playing until you fix your stats. And even if you don't that day, you'll come back the next day, and the next day, and the next day. It's a grueling process, but it's not like you repeat the same battles. That's one thing that's really cool about Blitz, is that there's many different characteristics to every tank, as I talked about, so one suits everybody's playstyle. Not only that, but when you find that tank that does suit your playstyle, if you are more skilled and you are a veteran player, you can use that tank's advantages way more to benefit yourself, making you feel better about your stats and everything like that. Something that is awesome about a game like this is it's not like first-person shooters where it's just, haha, I shot and you died. I mean, personally, I hate games like CSGO because it's not really about skill on a smartness aspect. It's more about skill on the fact that I have a faster trigger finger and I shot you before you shot me. I don't like that. I don't think that's very engaging, and it's the same thing over and over and over. You're fighting the same people, you're shooting the same things. Obviously, you could argue that Blitz is very similar to that, but because there's such a diversity in tank classes, you're never doing the same thing. In CSGO or most shooter games like COD, you're doing the same thing every time. You're pulling out a gun, doesn't matter what type of gun, you're still doing the same thing. You are just shooting people. That's it. These types of vehicles, you can pull out a bat at and flank people and clip them and run away. You can pull out a VK-72 and ram into the enemy using hit points and armor. There is so much more to this game that makes it really cool. And that's why I always really liked it, is because it's power to the player. If you know how to play it, you'll do well. And that's personally why I believe Blitz is not dead in 2021, and it will continue to grow in popularity. There are more people that are getting better at the game now than ever, because there's more people playing the game. And even if you're not amazing, it's still quite fun to try all the different vehicles, to see what's coming into the game, and be engaged in the events. So, let me know what you guys think about World of Tanks Blitz in the comments down below. One thing I also forgot to add is the fact that Wargaming has been adding more and more premiums to the game for free. I mean, just this month we have the Carnarvon Action 10, the Progetto 46, and as well the Centurion RAAC. All you gotta do is literally watch streams and you can get the vehicles for free. You can do your homework, just type or click on it every now and then, and boom, easy, you've got a free tank. We had the Kunze Panzer event this year. We had the 50 TP prototype event, and there's a lot of other ones that I'm not thinking of right now. But either way, it's pretty easy to understand why Blitz is not dying. It keeps you playing the game, they add new events that bring new vehicles, and for a lot of players, they want to get better, so they watch YouTube. So that's why I think Blitz isn't dying. I think it's actually a really good game. The issue is just sometimes bad players really, really piss me off. And I know you guys get angry too, trust me. I know a lot of people get angry, but it's still a fun game, and as much as I hate to say it, I do like playing Blitz every now and then. Hopefully, all of you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments down below. Why do you think Blitz is gaining popularity? Why do you think that Blitz is a fun game to play? Let me know what your favorite thing about Blitz is. But hopefully, all of you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to smash that subscribe button if you did learn something, or you're at least rest assured that your hard-spent money that you've put into this game isn't gonna die just yet. But obviously, everything does have some sort of expiration date. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.